We're going to call to order the City Council meeting of March 23rd, 2026. Mr. Hagan.
Great, thank you. You all rise, please. Thank you all for being here as Liberty and the country celebrate our 250th year of existence. I thought it'd be appropriate to read some remarks from President Gerald Ford on the bicentennial ceremony at the National Archives that he gave while standing in front of original copies of the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights. He said, "I'm standing here before the great charters of American liberty under law. The Declaration is the Polaris of our political order, the fixed star of freedom. It is impervious to change because it states moral truths that are eternal. The Constitution provides for its own changes, having equal force with the original articles. It began to change soon after it was ratified when the Bill of Rights was added. We've since amended it 16 times more, and before we celebrate our 300th birthday, there will be more changes. But the Declaration will be there, exactly as it was when the Continental Congress adopted it. Thomas Jefferson's immortal words will remain, and they will be preserved in human hearts, even if this original parchment should fall victim to time and fate. Let each of us, in this year of our bicentennial, join with those brave and far-sighted Americans of 1776. Let us, here and now, mutually pledge to the ennobling and enduring principles of the Declaration, our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Let us do so, as they did, with firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, that the future of this land that we love may be ever brighter for our children and for generations of Americans yet to be born." And with that, I'll lead us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so, I just got to call the roll. Call the roll.
The Honorable Greg Knutson, Mayor.
I'm right here.
Harold Phillips, Councilmember First Ward.
Present.
Shelton Ponder, Councilmember First Ward.
Here.
Kelly Wren Posel, Councilmember Second Ward. Present. Adam Travis, Councilmember Second Ward.
Present.
Kevin Graham, Councilmember Third Ward.
Present.
Jeff Watt, Councilmember Third Ward.
Present.
Gene Gintrip, Councilmember Fourth Ward.
Present.
Michael Hagan, Councilmember Fourth Ward.
Present.
All right, so I don't know if you all follow the Liberty City Council meetings, but we have two council members that like to go at it routinely over high school sports. And Kevin Graham is the
Reigning champ.
Randy. He likes to extol the virtues of Liberty High School, and Adam Travis is a Liberty North advocate.
It's going to be a tough audience tonight for me.
I know, I feel for you. I went to Liberty High School, graduated from Liberty High School, but my daughters graduated from Liberty North, so I always say I have friends that are for Liberty and friends that are for Liberty North, and I'm always with my friends. So,
Well, I graduated from the original.
oh, you did?
Yes.
I've seen it.
Take your shots if you want, okay? Okay?
All right.
You all will grow in.
So we've heard about all the state championships that are won at Liberty and Liberty North. They both have had their fair share. But tonight we're here to talk wrestling. So I think, who's here for the Liberty High School girls wrestling team? Come on up. We have a proclamation. Come on up and stand up here in front.
Got injured.
Face it.
Great.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Come on up.
Mayor, this is the coach.
How are you?
We prefer the Liberty High School.
That's pretty good. All right, so this is the first proclamation we have for tonight. Whereas the Liberty High School girls wrestling team competed on March the 11th, on March 11th through the 14th, 2026, at the Missouri State High School Activities Association Class II State Championships in Columbia, Missouri. And whereas 6 outstanding athletes qualified to compete at the state level against the top wrestling programs in Missouri. And whereas these athletes, including 3 who are repeat state champions and nationally ranked in the top 10, demonstrated extraordinarily excellence in technique, perseverance, and sportsmanship, helping the Liberty High School varsity wrestling team to finish in the top 4 in the state for the 4th straight year in a row. And whereas Lily Breeden, a three-time Missouri Class II state champion in the 100 pounds division and four-time state medalist, finished 2026 with a 47-1 record, finishing off her high school career at 183-5. And whereas Sandy Breeden, a three-time Missouri Class II champion in the 105-pound division and four-time state medalist, finished 2026 with a 23-2 record, finishing off her high school career record at 147-9. And whereas Alexis Stinson capped off her season with a perfect 47-0 record in back-to-back Missouri State 2 state championships in the 235-pound division and a high school record of 157-21. And whereas the success of the Liberty Blue Jays wrestling program reflects the outstanding leadership of head coach Kellen Laws, the commitment of assistant coaches and school staff, and the strong support of families, classmates, and the Liberty community, now therefore I, Greg Knutson, Mayor of the City of Liberty, Clay County, Missouri, do hereby congratulate and honor the Liberty High School girls wrestling team for its fourth place finish with three state champions in the 2026 Missouri Class II Girls State Championship, and for achieving the extraordinary accomplishment of the team placing in the top four for 4 consecutive years. Congratulations. Congratulations.
That's awesome. Who broke your arm, though? That's what I want to know.
She wrestled with a torn labrum all year.
What? Holy cow. He said she wrestled with it all year long, though. That's crazy.
We're just sliding in, slide toward the mayor.
Come on in. Frogs.
Is good? Okay.
No, I don't.
Oh.
I bet it is.
Paris, if you want photos.
Please.
And Paris, if you want in-home photos, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, do it. Come on. Yeah. Congratulations, Coach. That's great. And girls. Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
You guys haven't put up with all this stuff.
That's great. Oh, come more, come. Good.
Lots of road trips.
Yeah. There we go. Awesome.
Don't hit her shoulder.
That's right.
Congratulations, guys.
Congrats.
Congrats. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Now the Liberty High School boys wrestling team. Come on up.
Whoa, here we go. Awesome. Yep, slide down this way. Yeah. Perfect. How are you doing?
Just so we're clear, when
Got to be somebody keeping her.
Kevin Graham and I, when Kevin Graham and I graduated in 1985. Liberty didn't win any state championships. We had a lot of fun, but
Might be the quality of the athletes, Mayor.
all right, so this is for the guys wrestling team. Whereas the Liberty High School boys wrestling team competed on February the 28th, 2026 at the Missouri State High School Activities Association Class 4 State Championships in Columbia, Missouri. And whereas 8 boys demonstrated extraordinary excellence in technique, perseverance, and sportsmanship, helping the Liberty High School varsity wrestling team acquire the necessary points to take home the championship trophy for the 7th consecutive year.
Jeez. Yeah. What's going on? Yeah.
I like Hagen's
I don't know.
commentary.
I'm trying to see what's going on. These guys, these big guys in front of me. It's all good.
Rowdy Angst, 2nd place, 113 pounds. John Cox, 4th place, 120 pounds. Will Pfeiffer, 2nd place, 126 pounds. Kay Dunn, 3rd place, 132 pounds. Roman Stewart, 2nd place, 144 pounds. Ross Davis, 2nd place, 150 pounds. Donovan Hodges, 5th place, 175 pounds. Mason Bindle, 4th place, 285 pounds. And whereas this remarkable victory demonstrates an extraordinary era of sustained excellence in establishing Liberty High School as one of the premier wrestling programs in the state of Missouri and nationally. And whereas the success of the Liberty Blue Jays wrestling program reflects the outstanding leadership of head coach Dustin Brewer, the commitment of assistant coaches and school staff, and the strong support of families, classmates, and the Liberty community, now therefore I, Greg Knutson, Mayor of the City of Liberty, Clay County, Missouri, do hereby congratulate and honor the Liberty High School boys wrestling team for winning the 2026 Missouri Class 4 State Championship and for achieving the extraordinary accomplishment of taking home the championship trophy for the 7th consecutive year. Congratulations, guys.
But I do want to follow up with this just a little bit, Kevin Graham. Every year I do this, and every year I express how these guys have won yet another state title. But I want to put a little more perspective in this year's, if I can. Donovan's dad, Damon, and I serve for the county together, and I get weekly updates, or I did get weekly updates. And so for many of the last 7 years, the team was really a complete juggernaut. Right, destroyed the competition. Won, I think, a couple years by over 100 points. And every year it got a little bit tougher. Last year, Columbia Hickman finished in 2nd place. Tell me if I get any of this wrong, guys. Columbia Hickman finished in 2nd place, and they made it their mission that they were going to win this year. And they, in fact, even may have got the better of you at one tournament, if I remember correctly. And so it was really tight going into the tournament. The first thing these guys did is I think all 13 guys qualified, which was a huge accomplishment to send all 13 guys. And they had a pretty good tournament, lots of guys pointing. On the very last day, on the very last match that mattered, Liberty didn't have a young man in that final, and Columbia Hickman did. And if Columbia Hickman had won the last match, they would be state champions. Is that right? And so Liberty won by 2.5 points because another young man from St. Louis won the state championship and beat the Columbia kid. Is it 2-1? Yep. Is that right? Okay. And my understanding is that young man who won wrestled for Liberty last year. So 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Okay.
Once a Jayhawk, or once a Jay, always a Jay?
Did you say Jayhawk?
Yes.
Oh my God.
He's fired. He's fired. Trust me. Fired.
I can't stop all 13 of these kids whipping you as you leave. I can't do that. Anyway, so it was phenomenal. I'm sure. Does anybody want to give me a quick kind of what it was like on that last match? I'm sure you guys were all there cheering. Does anybody want to talk about that for just a second and give us a sense of how exciting that was?
It was very tenseful. We were all there on the railing
I hugged Donovan right after whenever.
And this is Donovan right here, just so we know.
That's awesome.
All right. All right, so again, congratulations, it's super exciting. Any predictions for next year? I think you have 3 seniors, but a pretty good group coming back, is that right?
Yep.
All right, very good. Awesome.
Nice.
Excellent.
8 in a row, all right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Does Hagan need to go in front of them?
Yeah. Well, I'm behind the guys more my size.
Hagan found this. That's right.
Hey, I was the short.
How are you doing?
I still am.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Good, good, good. Having a good time.
Oh, yeah, you got another coach here? Of course you should be.
Moms and dads.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool.
Hold up, one more is coming.
Oh. Yeah. The future wrestler, yeah. Love it.
Looking good, man. I like it.
Yeah. All right, congratulations, guys. We're gonna, let me correct that.
Thank you.
One more thing. Greg.
Who do I notify?
Everybody voted on
And I did have one more quick question for the Breeden girls. For everyone who doesn't know, they come from a phenomenal wrestling family. And I know some of your, I don't know if it's 1 or 2 older sisters have graduated. How many state titles does the family have?
6.
What?
Wow.
I thought you had older.
Here, this is one of them.
Okay. Okay. But okay, perfect. And is there
the old one.
okay? But I remember last year, I think there were 3. There was one more that we were talking about as well. So, perfect. Well, that's what I wanted to check on, make sure I got that right. Thank you very
I
much.
think Councilman Graham wants to go back to high school and wrestle, but I did notice that the only weight class he could be in is the.
Careful.
Between the other 2 sisters, Jane had 4 state medals.
Okay.
And her sister had 3 others.
Wow.
So
Okay.
between, what's that, 12 and 15 state medals between the 4 girls.
Jeez.
Wow, that's
phenomenal.
Well, congratulations again to the Liberty. Oh,
Can I ask one question? I'm
Councilman
curious, of all this talent out here, how many, if you could raise your hand, plan or hope to wrestle in college?
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Just don't go to KU.
I was about to make that joke. Still reeling over our rough weekend?
Now, I will say this, you guys are more than welcome to stay for the rest of this meeting, but you would not catch me here if I didn't have to be here for the rest of the meeting. So you're more than welcome to leave whenever you want to. So, thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Wow. A brief intermission.
Yeah.
No,
That's right. That's right.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, just count all the seats.
We can actually let the folks down.
However many people are in the back. Right.
It's a lot of 16 metal. Some of them are yeah, still. A lot of matches.
See y'all. All right, the first item is special session minutes of December the 1st.
Move their approval.
Been motion second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Or raise your hand.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I think combined the minutes have been approved. The executive session minutes of December the 1st. Been a motion second, any discussion? All those in favor raise your right hand. All those opposed? The minutes are approved. The next item is the regular session minutes of February the 9th.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor raise your left hand. All those opposed? The minutes are approved. Next item is the consent agenda.
Move its approval.
All right, there's been a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor raise your right hand. All those opposed? Consent agenda passes. The next item is an ordinance approving a plan for an industrial development project authorizing the City of Liberty, Missouri to issue taxable industrial revenue development bonds in the principal amount not to exceed 1.4 and 1 million in connection with the Metrobloks Project and authorizing certain documents and actions in connection therewith. Mr. Smith.
Yeah, so as you alluded, Mayor, we have a data center developer looking at a development along South Liberty Parkway and Hughes Road. At full build-out, this development will be 568,800 square feet over 3 buildings. As you alluded, it'll be a $1.4 billion investment. The first building coming in will be 177,000 square feet, which has already came through for approval back in December in front of this council. The total investment of that $1.4 billion is broken down into real and personal property. The real property amount is going to be $543 million, where the personal property amount will be $858 million. The tax incentive request is a 25-year abatement that will also cover both, excuse me, both real and personal property. The real property side will be a 75% tax abatement for 25 years. And the personal property side will be 100% for 5 years and 90% for an additional 20 years beyond that. So the tax impact information on this one, if this development were not to go to that site, we would see a tax over that 25 years of $33,728 divided amongst all taxing entities. With this project, the pilots generated over that 25-year period from real and personal property will total almost $49 million. It's $48,982,136. So obviously a substantial increase from what we see there today to what we will get in the future if this development is approved. If there's any questions on those numbers, I'm happy to take those. I know there'll be some questions around water and electricity, and we'll address those when they come, but happy to answer any questions around the numbers or the tax abatement.
Let's, Councilman Hank.
Did you have something first?
No, go ahead.
Okay, great. Relative to that, I think you and I were talking before. We've done obviously some other projects, not data centers, but other projects in town of comparable size to what this building is. Can you kind of speak to what kind of pilot numbers or taxing numbers we get from other buildings of this size or what we've gotten in the past?
Yeah, for sure. So familiar to this, pretty well this whole council, when Opus came through, we did a 3-building development where Hallmark sits and they had their spec buildings B and C. The spec building B was 572,000 square feet. Off of that project, we did a 10-year tax abatement, so there would have been a 10-year pilot. That total was roughly $990,000 over that 10 years. So I guess if you multiply that by another times and a half, you're talking close to 2.5 million is what we would have got in comparison to a similar size industrial project of this same building.
Okay.
So we're talking 49 million on this one versus what would have
2.5.
been roughly, let's call it 2.5 million off of a similar building.
So I think there's been, I think we addressed this when we approved the actual data center about, 6 weeks ago? But just for people at home that may be watching, maybe could you address the energy use and the water use and how we have negotiated those and what Metrobloks is going to be responsible for with respect to the any energy increase, any energy expenditure for infrastructure, and then maybe address the water issue.
Okay, so I'll work backwards if that's okay. I'll touch on the water. Our city engineer for that side of the house is not here tonight, so I'll touch on the water briefly, and then I actually have a representative in the room from Evergy. Jason is here. I'll let him touch on some of the questions around the electricity, but they are using a closed loop system, and we have a representative from Metrobloks here as well, so if I say something, you can kick me. They have a closed loop system, so a lot of the information you're hearing on these data centers across the country is their water usage, their electric usage, or electricity usage. This one is vastly different with a closed loop system. The way it's been explained to me, basically they fill it up like a one-time, like a swimming pool, and then essentially with that closed loop system, the water continues to work through there. They will have to fill some due to evaporation as it goes, but basically what we've discussed is basically if you put an office development there of same size, it would basically use this project would use 85% less water roughly than what an office building would use. So I think from a water perspective, this is not near a water suck as what you're hearing from the hyperscale. And one thing to keep in mind, a lot of these, like the one that was approved in Smithville, their first building was 880,000 square feet. This first one, as I alluded to earlier, is gonna be 177,000 square feet. And at full build out will be just shy of 570,000. So it's a vastly different scope of project in regards to what you're working with from a building size and even what water consumption will be used. Large in part to their efficiency with the closed loop system and size is a large part of that too.
All right.
And happy to take any more on water. If not, Jason, if you're here, I'll let you take the floor for the electricity.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Jason Clint with Evergy. I live in the northern Liberty suburb, otherwise known as Kearney. In terms of rates and how this will affect rates, this actually is very likely to have a positive impact on rates, to put downward pressure. Why? Because it is not of the magnitude that we see of some of the other data centers that you've seen being built here. So actually what this project will do is put a lot more kilowatt hours being used, which will drive down the fixed costs for everyone. So as long as this project isn't causing me to build generation, it is gonna be a net positive for customers in our service territory. Should this project decide to get larger at 75 megawatts, that is where the large load power service tariff comes in. And what that means is that they would pay a higher rate than every other customer. They're not there yet, but if they decide to go there, they pay a higher rate than other customers. And it's always true that these projects pay their costs for infrastructure. So whatever they're costing in, they're going to pay for it. It's not going to come on the backs of my customers.
I just wanted to make that clear for the people that are home watching, that
Yeah.
any infrastructure upgrade is going to be paid for by Metrobloks or you all, not by the citizens of Liberty.
That's correct.
Okay.
And I think just saying that another way, right? If a new substation is needed, they will pay for it.
As long
That's
as
not
it-
gonna be on the backs of Evergy.
That's right. As long as talking about a single-use substation, yes, it would be their cost and their cost at 100%.
Okay, thank you.
And not to make light of anything, but why are you wearing that yellow tie?
Thank you for asking. I'm wearing
I
it
know what it
because
is.
you're Iowa Hawkeyes who have been at Sturts from Liberty, Missouri. I wanted to show out for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Just want to be careful. You're not saying necessarily that, well, our rates are going to go down. You're saying maybe they will not go up as much because of this project.
So there are a lot of inputs to rates, right? And so there are a lot of cost pressures that I could get into. I've got a 30-minute presentation that I'd love to go through at a different council meeting. But what the cost drivers are actually poles and wires. We're seeing things now that are 200% increases. So just like farmers who have to pay the cost of their inputs, the cost of our inputs have gone through the roof. That's the biggest driver of our rates. I'm not saying there won't ever be another rate increase. What I am saying is that this project should put downward pressure on rates.
Any other questions?
Not for him.
Thank you. Do you want to ask one?
Yeah, I have quite more question for Brandon.
Yeah.
The other thing I think we talked about in December, Brandon, was related to noise. Can you kind of speak to the requirements here relative to noise for this project?
I might actually, I'll let Hope talk on that for Metrobloks. I want to make sure I pointed the right person there.
Great, thank you.
And could you repeat the question? What specifically about noise?
We've just heard some concerns, and there are generally concerns
Oh.
out there in the ether about data center noise, things going on with them elsewhere. Just want to speak to it about what it's going to be like at this project.
Yeah, there's an opportunity in data center projects to be noisy. Usually the larger projects with a ton of chillers, a ton of backup power generators, they can produce noise, but there are ways to mitigate that. So really costly enclosures around the generators, sound walls, berms, spacing, and just site planning. There's a lot of different things that can be done to reduce noise. On our projects, we like to hit really low decibel at any neighboring residential property lines. We aim for the 50 to 55 decibel limit at residential property lines, which just blends in with background noise. It's like the hum of your refrigerator in your house is about that decibel level. So that's what we've done on this project, is we're putting generator enclosures and screening.
Great, thank you. I guess maybe the follow-up question for Kat, then, that meets all of our residential, or all of our codes, and, sorry, Ms. Sharp, thank you.
Thank you. This project was approved 2 months ago, and it did meet all of our standards within our Unified Development Ordinance.
Great, thank you.
All right, we're going to have a public hearing. I'm going to open the public hearing. Does anybody wish to come forward and speak on this issue?
Hello,
Hi.
my name is Magda Duffin. I was born and raised here in Liberty, and actually just found out about this hearing 30 minutes ago walking into my yoga class at the community center. And I felt so strongly about this that I skipped my yoga class that I go to every week to come here. Everything that was just said sounded all nice, but I have some concerns about giving such a large tax abatement to a private corporation when just 2 years ago we couldn't even give 60 million to just the people here in Liberty to build a new community center. And our community center is outdated, and it needed that. And something that I've always been so proud about with Liberty is how much we put in for our citizens here. We have nice parks, we have nice trails. The Liberty Parks and Rec is building a nice new trail. Like, we're constantly trying to make sure we have the best for our children and the next people. You can build 23 of those community centers for what we're trying to give this data center. What do we get out of that? Yeah, we might not have our rates raised, or we might. I didn't really hear a guarantee there, because the state of Missouri just made it easier to collect money for projects that haven't been built yet. How do I know that Metrobloks will absolutely be in charge of that data center if they had to build a new substation? Can you promise that it will never go above 55 decibels? Can you promise that?
That's what we designed.
Okay. There is a neighborhood just across the street from that. So what about light pollution?
Should I answer? Yeah.
No, this is a public comment period, so
Okay.
she can speak, and then if you want to get back up and, but it's
Sorry,
not.
this is my first time.
That's
It's okay.
completely fair, completely fair.
But yeah, it sounds all nice and fine and dandy, but at the end of the day, it just doesn't seem like a good cost-benefit analysis for us citizens of Liberty. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else wish to get up and speak? All right, we're gonna close the public hearing. Ma'am, let me just say that if this project did not go forward, the total tax revenue on that property over the next 25 years would be $33,000 to the public entities. Because of that project, a project that could easily go in some other city, our political subdivisions in this area will reap the benefits of $49 million over that same period of time. So we're not giving them any money. It's not coming from the same pot of money that could have been used for an activity center. If we don't approve this, there will just simply be nothing there, and it would just bring in $33,000 over the life of that 25-year, the next 25 years. So when you say, what are we getting for this? We're gonna get our taxing jurisdictions $49 million that they would not otherwise have. Plus, we would get franchise fees for our general revenue, which would actually make your taxes not need to go up as much. Most of the people up here were for the activity center. I go to the community center all the time. I agree with you. I would like to have a new community center. I think most of us would, and I think that over time, this is the type of thing that'll make that more likely rather than less likely. And as far as light pollution, you know, we've been to the site. It's not gonna be any more light than there would be at any other industrial building. It's not actually on the parkway. It's actually set back behind the parkway. There will probably be something built in front of it. And so I doubt there will, you know, we heard this, there was a question about noise at the stamping plant when it was built. And I defy anybody to walk down the South Liberty Parkway and hear the stamping plant. So, you know, we don't think that anybody's gonna hear anything. And we've been taking all that into consideration. And you are more than welcome to come anytime. We try to make it as easy as possible when people come and speak. And if you have any other questions after this, my phone number is available. I'm on email, everybody up here, your council members. And, you know, I think that over the life of this, we're gonna have a great benefit from it. So that's why we approved it before, and that's why we're gonna approve the tax abatements. But we really do think that it's gonna be a really big benefit to the community. Is there
I have one more question for
Yeah.
Brandon. Yes, sir. I believe I know this answer, but I want to make sure that everybody hears the answer that I believe is coming. The bonds on these, on this project, you know, there's some other projects in the area where the municipality has backed the bonds, essentially putting the city on the hook for the project. Can you talk about that and whether we are backing these bonds?
Yeah, that is correct. There are other communities that have backed their bonds. City of Liberty is not one of them. We will not back the bond, so it does not affect the city's balance sheet or our credit report.
All right, very good, thank you.
And just for everybody at home, we have never backed TIF bonds, Chapter 100 bonds, and never will. So that's been our policy. It's been a long-standing policy. Other cities do that, and what they have found is that they get into trouble. And that's what really does harm taxpayers when cities back the bonds like they did in Independence or in the Power and Light District, and then they end up having to pay for what the developer doesn't pay. All right.
Waive the rules. Consider first reading.
Second.
Been a motion, a second, to waive the rules, consider first reading. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, motion to waive the rules passes unanimously.
Move its approval. Second.
It's been a motion, a second, any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Do we need that roll? Call the roll.
Councilmember Phillips,
Yes.
Councilmember Ponder,
Yes.
Councilmember Posel,
Yes.
Councilmember Travis,
Yes.
Councilmember Graham,
Yes.
Councilmember Watt,
Yes.
Councilmember Gintrup,
Yes.
Councilmember Hagan.
Yes.
Ordinance passes unanimously. The next item is ordinance approving community benefits agreement.
Move to waive the rules, consider this on first read.
Second.
Been a motion, second, to waive the rules, consider first read. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Motion to waive the rules passes unanimously.
Move its approval. Second.
It's been a motion, a second, any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Ordinance passes unanimously as approved by the mayor. The next item is a resolution appointing directors to the Liberty Institute for Science and Ethics.
Move its approval.
Second.
Been a motion, a second, any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Did you guys,
We'll abstain.
Abstain. Due to potential conflict of interest.
resolution passes. The next item is an ordinance acknowledging vendor payments for the period of February the 27th, 2026 to March 13th, 2026.
Move their approval.
Second.
Been a motion, second, any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmember Phillips?
Yes.
Councilmember Ponder?
Yes.
Councilmember Posey?
Yes.
Councilmember Travis?
Yes.
Councilmember Graham?
Yes.
Councilmember Watt?
Yes.
Councilmember Gintrup?
Yes.
Councilmember Hagan?
Yes.
Ordinance to approve vendor payments passes unanimously as approved by the mayor. Next item is an ordinance approving a contract with AAIM Services LLC for the replacement of the Liberty Community Center Theater HVAC units, RTU number 11 and RTU number 12, and an amount not to exceed $509,500.
Move to waive the rules, consider on first read.
Second.
Been a motion second to waive the rules and consider our first read. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, motion to waive the rules passes unanimously.
Move its approval.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the ordinance. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Ordinance passes unanimously as approved by the mayor. The next item is an ordinance approving a guaranteed pricing agreement with TW Custom Branding for FY 2026 adult softball apparel in an amount not to exceed $2,872.80.
Move to waive the rules and consider on first read.
Second.
There's been a motion second to waive the rules and consider our first read. All in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, motion to waive the rules passes unanimously.
Move its approval.
Second.
Been a motion second to approve the ordinance. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed?
Abstain due to potential conflict of interest.
You playing softball these days?
You wish.
The ordinance still passes and is approved by the mayor. The next item is an ordinance approving a contract with Tandem Paving Company for the City of Liberty 2026 Street Maintenance Pavement Restoration Project, an amount of $1,952,790.90, with funding authorization up to and not to exceed amount of $2,050,430.
Question, Mayor.
Yeah.
Ms. McIntyre, great. When I was reading the packet, it looks like there's a little bit of a mismatch between one of the segments of the pavement, I believe it's the first one, it talks about South Stewart Road from Conister to the city limits, but then when you look at the map, it looks like it shows it only from the back of Liberty Commons to the city limits. Can you just clarify that for me, please?
Yeah, the map is correct. We are not going through all the way to Conister.
Okay.
The quantities were calculated on starting just north of the church where the hotel development's starting in.
Okay, great. Thank you. Move to waive the rules, consider this on first read.
Second.
Been a motion and a second to waive the rules, consider first read. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, motion to waive the rules passes unanimously.
Move its approval. Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the ordinance. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, motion passes. No, the ordinance passes unanimously as approved by the mayor. The next item is an ordinance approving a contract with McConnell and Associates for the City of Liberty 2026 Concrete Flat Work Replacement Project in an amount of $388,851 with funding authorization up to and not to exceed an amount of $425,000.
Move to waive the rules, consider on first read.
Second.
Been a motion second to waive the rules and consider on first read. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, motion to waive the rules passes unanimously.
Move its approval.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, ordinance passes unanimously and is approved by the mayor. The next item is ordinance approving a contract with Streetwise for the City of Liberty 2026 pavement marking project, an amount of $96,797.80 with funding authorization up to and not to exceed $106,000.
Move to waive the rules, consider this on first read.
Second.
Been a motion second to waive the rules and consider on first read. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, motion to waive the rules passes unanimously.
Move to approval. Second.
Been a motion second to approve the ordinance. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed. Ordinance passes unanimously as approved by the mayor. The next item is ordinance approving a guaranteed pricing agreement with Athco Acquisition Corporation to replace and install new playground equipment at Northwick Park, an amount not to exceed $144,638.
Move to waive the rules, consider on first read.
Second.
Been a motion second to waive the rules and consider on first read. All in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, the motion to waive the rules passes unanimously.
Move its approval.
Second.
It's been a motion second. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, ordinance passes unanimously and is approved by the mayor. The next item is an ordinance approving a guaranteed pricing agreement with TaylorMade company for the purchase and installation of a new rubber playground safety surfacing playground safety surfacing at Northwick Park, an amount not to exceed $56,693.59.
Move to waive the rules, consider this on first read.
Second.
Been a motion second to waive the rules, consider on first read. All in favor, raise your right hand. All's opposed, motion to waive the rules passes unanimously.
Move for approval.
Second.
There's been a motion second to approve the ordinance. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. All's opposed. Ordinance passes unanimously and is approved by the mayor. Next item is an ordinance accepting an easement for storm drainage facilities from Liberty Public School District 53 for the Liberty Middle School Track and Field Improvement Project.
Move to waive the rules, consider this on first read.
Second.
Been a motion second to waive the rules, consider on first read. All in favor, raise your right hand. All is opposed, motion to waive the rules passes unanimously.
Move its approval.
Second.
Been a motion and a couple seconds to approve the ordinance. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All is opposed, ordinance passes unanimously as approved by the mayor. The next item is an ordinance accepting 4 public access easements for private stormwater quality facilities from Liberty Public School District for the Liberty Middle School Track and Field Improvement Project.
Move to waive the rules, consider on first read.
Second.
Been a motion second to waive the rules, consider on first read. All in favor, raise your right hand. All is opposed, motion to waive the rules passes unanimously.
Move to approval.
Second.
Been a motion and a second to approve the ordinance. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. All is opposed. Ordinance passes unanimously as approved by the mayor. The next item is an ordinance accepting a covenant to maintain stormwater management systems from Liberty Public School District 53 for the Liberty Middle School Track and Field Improvement Project.
Move the way the rules, consider on first reading.
Second.
It's been a motion and a second to waive the rules, consider on first read. All in favor, raise your right hand. All is opposed. Motion to waive the rules passes unanimously.
Move its approval.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed? Ordinance passes unanimously and is approved by the mayor. Next item is a resolution accepting public storm sewer improvements for the Liberty Public School District for the Liberty Middle School Track and Field Improvement Project.
Move its approval.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the resolution. Any discussion? All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed, the resolution passes unanimously. The next item is a memorandum regarding multifamily design criteria. Ms. Sharp.
Thank you. Staff has drafted the design criteria for multifamily following our study session on February 2nd. I will present these in a public hearing at Planning Commission on April 14th and City Council on April 27th. But I wanted to have them available for you to review. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have this evening, and again for the public hearing in April.
Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Sharp tonight? Okay, so for people at home, you've already distributed these. You've talked to many of the council members, and we're reviewing them, and we'll be back to talk about this on April the 14th.
14th is Planning Commission and 27th is City Council.
Right, okay.
Thank you.
All right, the next item is citizens' participation. If anybody wishes to come forward, come on up.
Good evening. I'm here again addressing this mayor and council because after months of waiting, explaining, pleading, and returning to this podium, the City of Liberty has still failed to take meaningful action. At this point, the lack of progress is no longer confusing. It is exhausting, painful, and unacceptable. You all know my husband, Steve Sandeman, served this community for more than 20 years as a firefighter and paramedic. The City of Liberty has had no hesitation in publicly stating that his death was the direct result of his service. You ensured he received a line of duty death funeral, a powerful and public acknowledgement that he gave his life protecting the city. And yet, behind closed doors, the city continues to delay, deflect, and deny the very benefits that make those public words meaningful. In January, I stood before you in absolute shock after discovering that the city used my husband's grave in a public relations post while actively fighting his workers' compensation claim. It took weeks and 2 city council appearances before that image was finally removed. To this day, not one person from the city has apologized to me. Not one. That silence has been just as painful as the act itself. Steve was not Liberty's first line of duty death, but he was the first occupational cancer LODD. I understand that this may be unfamiliar territory. What I cannot understand or accept is how unfamiliarity has turned into misinformation, inaction, and an ongoing refusal to do what is right. I have repeatedly explained to this council that my husband's state line of duty death benefits and honors cannot move forward without an approved workers' compensation claim. I have done the work to educate you because the city has not. I have been told more than once that this situation is out of the city's hands. That statement is simply false. The City of Liberty does have an option. I have discussed it with city staff multiple times over the past several months. If MEM is the party denying the claim, the city can request that a settlement offer be made. The city has chosen not to do so. No request has been made. No urgency has been shown. MEM cannot act without the city's approval, and I have personally seen the official response submitted by both the city and MEM to the state of Missouri. My husband served every one of you. He served your families, your children, and this entire community. From the day he entered to the hospital to the day he was placed in his casket was just 39 days. That is all the time that he had left in this world. It has now been 625 days since his death. For 625 days, I have been fighting, not grieving in peace, not healing, but fighting the city he devoted his life to. Fighting for the benefits and honors that the city itself has already acknowledged he earned. Fighting a system that seems content to wait me out. 625 days is not a misunderstanding. 625 days is not a paperwork delay. 625 days is not justice. I am asking once again that each of you use whatever authority or influence you have to force real action. Request this settlement. End this delay. Stop hiding behind process and take responsibility. Allow my husband to finally receive the benefits, recognition, and dignity that he earned through decades of service to this city. How much longer should a widow have to fight for what the city has already admitted her husband deserves?
Does anyone else wish to come forward? Okay, that ends citizens' participation. Mr. West, my understanding is that the city has not been fighting the work comp claim, that we have workers' comp insurance and that there's been some denial, but that the work comp insurance is handling the claim, not the City of Liberty. Is that fair?
Yes, it's a third party.
And
our,
that
our chiefs.
we're not entitled to tell them
Right.
what they can or can't do in terms of, we can't force them to make a settlement. Is that fair?
That is correct.
Okay.
And both chiefs have made, one did a verbal communication to him, and the other one did a written communication to him, saying that we would support a line of duty death.
Okay,
So the city has supported that.
okay. Ms. Cook, anything else?
I actually have a couple things, just reminders. A big one is that this weekend is the Liberty Hospital Half Marathon and 10K and 5K, so just remember that as you're driving around Saturday morning, that there will be road closures. And I don't know if I'm gonna steal any of your thunder, I'm gonna say the American 250 trees, we had 77 interest forms that were submitted prior to the deadline for the April planting, so we're excited about that. And if you did not read the weekly, we also have changes coming to residential trash recycling, and you're online at libertymissouri.gov if people wanna check their addresses. And last but not least, next regular session is April 13th. We do actually have a joint study session on April 20th with HDRC to go over the downtown design guidelines. That's all.
Mr. Phillips?
You did not steal any of my thunder. Thank you. But we did have a great session as part of America 250 with the story of us at the Withers Library a week or so ago, graciously hosted by Mid-Continent Public Library, sponsored by Aviara. That was part one, the story of us with some of the original documents of America's history with Cassie, who's with the Truman Institute, walking us through America's history. May the 12th is Liberty Night at the Truman Library. And if you sign up at visitlibertymo.com, you're welcome to go. $10 donation is requested. That money will in turn go to the Liberty Community Christmas Tree. But from 5:30 to 7:30 will be Liberty Night at the Truman Museum to go through a tremendously refreshed, renewed presentation of the life of Harry S. Truman, and see the library and these documents, the original documents, many of them, of America's history, starting early on, the Louisiana Purchase going on up through recent history. So I would encourage people to go and enjoy this once in a lifetime for many of us opportunity. So thank you.
Nothing for me tonight.
Nothing for me.
This is nothing for a change. Excited for the 5K this weekend. Gonna try that couch to 5K method, but I think there's supposed to be a few more steps in between, but let's see how it goes.
You're optimistic, I love it.
Nothing.
Just burn through that.
Yeah, wow.
Well, I do have a few things. On a night we honored so many great wrestling athletes, and as someone who wrestled in high school, was very average. I can tell you wrestlers work hard. Sucking ice cubes, keeping that weight off, conditioning, go down the list. This is the best shape they're ever gonna be in, by the way. I did wanna mention, gentleman mentioned Bennett Sturts,
Yeah.
who was a Liberty High School grad, who is really a remarkable story, playing basketball at Northwest Missouri State. And I'll throw in his coach, Ben McConnell, who going from there to Drake and having success last year, and now the Iowa Hawkeyes. They're in the Sweet 16. Now, great story, great family. Now, they are playing a team very dear and near to my heart on Thursday in Nebraska, which, worth noting, if you did catch that exciting game, both Iowa and Nebraska games were very exciting, okay? The winning basket scored by Nebraska was scored by Braden Frager, who some of you may know was born here in Liberty. Mom was a counselor, at least at Schumacher Elementary for a while, before they moved back to Lincoln. And a lot of good friends. In fact, I remember seeing a Facebook post where a bunch of Liberty teachers went up to watch the Iowa-Nebraska game and pose with the Sturtses. But a tremendous story, and we wish Bennett luck, but not too much.
That's a big
That's all I
rivalry.
have.
That's a big rivalry.
It's gonna be a physical game,
Yeah.
for sure, and a good game, I'm sure.
We're adjourned.